Hello guys, welcome to IT Tech Support. Today we are gonna make a PC build for creators like modelers and 3D animation, video editing, plus many more things and gaming also. So first part we gonna pick out the Intel Core 5 Ultra. Intel Core Ultra. So it is an 14 core 14 thread processor. It's have a decent clock speed and it's an LGA 1851 socket processor. So the 14 core and 14 threads are enough for the video editing because we are on a medium budget, so that's why I have chosen Intel Core 5 Ultra. So for the processor we are using Intel Core 5 Ultra because it have a support of PCI Gen 4 and 5 and with 24 lanes. So it's an PCN 4 and 5 gen. Okay, that's a good thing we are having with this processor. It supports both gen, and it's having a LGA 50A1 1851 sorry socket type. It's a latest socket for especially ultra series processors. It's have a base core speed of 4.2 gigahertz for performance cores, and efficiency cores it's having a 3.6 gigahertz and max boost at 5.2 gigahertz for performance cores, and as on thermal velocity about 5.2 gigahertz. It's having a L3 cache 24 MB also, and the uh, mass capa- max capacity is 192 gigabytes, and memory support up to DDR5 6000 megahertz. So it's like 192 GB of RAM. You can go with it, and it's a TDP. Max TDP is 159. Maximum power of consumption will be 159, and maximum temperature will be 105 degrees Celsius. Okay, this is the processor thing, and now let's go to next component is motherboard. We are using Gigabyte B860 motherboard B860M, and it's an LGA 1851 M80X motherboard. So its support up to is good. It is actually for the ultra core processors, and it's have hybrid 512 phase VRM solution, phase RAMs. Okay, VRMs, and M.2 guard with SSDs. Okay, and then extend connectivity up to 2 display port HDMI. Okay, this motherboard support up to DDR5 9600 9600 OC and 8800 OC up to 5600 sorry, and this support up to 256 gigabyte of memory with 64 GB in single DRAM. Sorry, it support two display at resolution of 4K 144 Hz with onboard graphics, integrated graphics that the CPU come with, Let's have Realtek audio. It's a decent thing, and normal a LAN chip also is there. Expansion slot is the main. One PCI 16 slot, PCI 5 is running at PCI 16. So it's a PCI 16 slot for uh, 16 by 16 PCI. So what is mean is PCI Express slot is for DDR. When we say DDR7 graphics card support. So it's have that kind of thing, and it's have a second PCI expansion slot, PCI 4. So this is a slower port, and this is the faster one. So you can put a DDR7 graphics card, a 5060 in there, and it will run at full speed. So that's why that's a PCI 5 port. The good thing about this is it's have PCI 5 support. Some motherboard don't have this. Some motherboard only support PCI Gen 4, but it have PCI Gen 5 also. Storage, and it's have one M.2 M key type with PCI Gen 5 support. Okay, it's have like PCI Gen 5 SSD support and PCI Gen 5, and M.2 connection socket 3. One M.2 connection. In CPU we have, in chipset we have M.2 M key type 2888. It's a just full slot for the uh, SSD, and 4 SATA connection for SSD, and hard drive you can connect it with SATA port. So it's a four SATA ports, one M.2 Gen 4 speed, and one M.2 PCI Gen 5 speed. Okay, this port it have two M.2 ports. So visually I can show you the ports. It's right here. If we zoom in, let me load the photo. Photo is not loading, I'm sorry. So when you see here, this is the Gen 5 port. This is the one that is having Gen 5, and here another port is might be here. It have two ports. It's saying it's have two ports. So another one should be here somewhere. I cannot see right here, but it have two ports for SSDs. Okay, so this is our motherboard we are using, and then we will use the RAM. RAM is very expensive nowadays because of the AI. RAM gone price like skyrocketing. So we are choosing 32 GB minimum RAM because in editing and Unreal Engine and other the things that work, that need a huge part of RAM. So we are going with this AVM Elite 32 GB 5600 megahertz desktop RAM. Okay, it's just DDR5 UDIM, and like not much. It's just a basic RAM but with a good heatsink on it. Now let's come to the monitor. The biggest thing of this monitor is its 4K resolution at 27 inch, and the color bit rate is 10 bit 10 bit color. That's here. Display per pixel is 163 per pixel per inch, and it's having bit depth. Color support is 10 bit. It's 1.7 billion colors, so it support most of the 10 bits colors, like the billion color. It support a lot of color, so you can see it's look very like very bright and very heavy. It's good for the creators and for the color correction stuff that most of the video editor do, color correction and all. So this is good monitor for that, and it's have the basic outputs and inputs. Now let's come to the cabinet. I'm using a ATX mid tower cabinet which have it's 7 kg in it's ITX ATX support of ITX micro ATX and ATX support. I will show you the fan support. In front it support top it support 3 120 mm or 2 144 mm support, and at the side it support 3 120 mm and 2 1 3 120 mm and 2 140 mm, and there it support 120 mm that side, this side, and bottom it support 3 120 mm plus 3.5 hard drive and 120 mm plus 2.5 SSD 2 and 2 into 120 mm fan. So imagine you are putting a radiator on the, so front it doesn't support any radiator, but on the top side it support 120 mm 140 mm 240 mm and 280 and 360, a full size 360 mm radiator, and side it support only for 120 180 240 and 280 mm, and bottom it support up to 360 mm. Cooler height 160 mm and GPU length is 400 and 10 mm. So make sure that it's the height and the GPU limit length limit should be match up to this. So this is our cabinet. Now come to the graphics card. In graphics card we are using 5060 Winford OC DDR7 because our motherboard support is 5 PCI Gen 5. Here our motherboard support PCI Gen 5, so that's why I book a 5070 for a medium range PC. Dimensions are 199 millimeter width, 167 millimeter height, length, width and height. It's fine, and it's having DirectX 12 and OpenGL 4.6. Recommended power supply. It's not a very power hungry GPU. It's only support 450 watt, and it's have power connection pin 8 pins, 2 display port, not 2 actually, as 2.5 display port 2.1 into 3, so it's have 3 display port and 1 HDMI port. So this is our graphics card. Now let's come to our peripherals. So for the keyboard I am using Logitech Blacklight keyboard, and it's around 3499. So this is a very basic keyboard because for the editors and designers doesn't need a very high-end keyboard for them, so this will be work very fine. And then we are come to mouse. We are using a basic mouse, Logitech Lightsync mouse in a white color. It's look very absolute good, and it's look fabulous. Its DPI around 200 to 8000, and pointing rate is 1000 hertz, the basic 1000 hertz, and have RGB customization, and supports connected up to Chrome OS and Mac and Windows. It's a basic mouse and it supports basic things. So one more thing we just forget about, so for the components we forget about the CPU cooler, because our price is 1400. Just we need to go to components and add an cooler and air cooler, not air cooler, we will add a water cooler for that. So let me just go to components, CPU cooler, all brands. Okay, we are on the all brands category. We just gonna 240 mm Okay, but we are looking for something else. Okay, gigabyte, 360 mm, 360 mm. So Silverstone ARGB 360 mm. So we're gonna add basically a Silverstone. It's a very nice cooler, but 360 mm cooler. It can support up to AM4, AM5, and every LGA 1851 socket. So that's the important that it does support LGA 1851. So we're just gonna add to cart. It's a long cooler, so we can put it on the bottom or top side on the cabinet. So let's come to my cart. Now only thing is remaining is SSD and one more item. So this is our cooler here. All the things are, it's 1599, 1,55,799, plus we need to add a component called SSD. So let me just calculate here. It's 1,500, sorry, 1,55,799, plus we're gonna add a component SSD. We will add already I have added a Samsung Evo 990 Evo Plus. It's a 1 TB SSD, Gen 5 SSD. So this will be 9800 plus 9800, plus we're gonna add one Wacom tab for the creators. So this is a Wacom pad. It's for digital work like digital painting, animation, sculpting, and all. So this is I'm gonna add this also. So it's 14,742. So let me just add it quickly. It's 14,742. It's gonna add in. So it's like 1,80,341 total price of the computer. So now you can make the same build and install your liking software. Like if you want to install, basically mostly people only the thing will work on the Windows only. So I will be like happy if you build in Windows. So this is my build, and thank you for watching. And those who continue up to here, thank you a lot, and please share, subscribe, and like the video. Have a nice day.